welcome back. This is Sanctum Stitching, where modern meets vintage. I'm Fawn.
I'm Marianne.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are so excited to have you back for episode 10. We've reached double digits. We're almost teenagers with our channel. I was thinking about that this morning.
Yes, I know.
And since we have our special guest, we have a lot to go over with you this week. And it feels like we were just here because I think we filmed on Tuesday and posted on Wednesday, and now today is Sunday. Almost the end of June, which seems kind of weird. Seems like June's by. All of a sudden it's July. But yeah, let's just jump right in. We wanted to start with a new mini segment, which is what we're celebrating either today or this week, pretty much since the last time we talked to you, to add a little bit of positivity and some joy to the world. So if you're interested, comment down below and let us know what you're celebrating this week. I know I would love to read it. I'm sure Marianne would as well. We
love reading any comments. We're really enjoying the comments.
Yeah, and we respond to all of them. So definitely interact with us. We're so excited about it. So my celebration, I'll go first, is my breakfast this morning. So I went shopping last night and I woke up thinking about a ham and spinach omelet with homemade guacamole on top. And so that's exactly what I did.
Oh, that sounds so good. She didn't tell me ahead of time what she had prepared, y'all. Oh, that sounds so good.
It was amazing. And I had never really made guac before, so I was kind of winging it. And I used this Fiesta corn mix. So it was a Kroger salsa with corn and onions, I think a little bit of tomato, but I also added more tomato, cilantro, lime juice, pepper, and a whole avocado that we split this between both of us. I didn't eat a whole avocado. But it was, oh man, it was so good.
I will get Joe's guacamole recipe for you because he makes really good guacamole. Yeah. Sounds good though. Woo.
Yeah, I've never had guac on eggs before, but we'll probably do that every Sunday.
I like it just to eat it with like some thin chips, like the thin tortilla chips, or even I put avocado on a toasted English muffin along with a slice of tomato.
Oh yeah.
Is Shawn going to share, or do you want me to share what my favorite is?
Go ahead, Marianne.
You think so? I didn't mean to cut her off. I think she was getting ready to say something else about her breakfast there.
Oh, I'll talk about that breakfast all day. But don't be afraid to try guac on an omelet. So it was really good.
That sounds good. That sounds good. What I'm celebrating is our power came on after being off 12 hours yesterday. So yay, we're happy that it was back on about the time I had just called them to find out for the third time when it might come back on. About 10, 15 minutes later, it came on. But it had been off since 12:45 in the morning. It interrupted my Twilight Zone. And Twilight Zone got stopped, and so I missed Alfred Hitchcock. What can I say? So there we go. I'm celebrating that, and I've decided I'm definitely going to buy a generator, one of those kind. Joe said, well, we could just do the den and I said, no, we're getting an all-house generator. All-house.
Yeah,
all-house generator.
My parents have. They have an all-house generator, and it's the Generac brand.
Right. I think that's
very, very happy with it. So I would definitely.
I've just got to find somebody around here in Toledo or, Southern Michigan that has it, that puts them in, because I am not going through, I'm getting too old for this. Our block it's pretty bad when you can see lights on across the street and over across the other street because they're on a different trunk line. And and we went out to McDonald's to get some coffee and some breakfast, and everybody else in the neighborhood, it was just our block of houses. I don't know how we get on it, and it can't get back on for us, but we're usually some of the last ones.
That's so frustrating.
So we're going to have one of these. I'm going to call and get that ordered this week.
Yeah, now you'll be the opposite and be like my parents, where they're the only house that's lit up and everyone else is.
Well, I reminded Joe, we are in a certain age group that I don't want to deal with it. Why would I want it just in the kitchen and the den? I want this whole house lit up.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, that's what I'm going to celebrate that, and of course the 4th of July by keeping our dogs, thank goodness, do not react to fireworks. And Fritzy may go nuts if people are really setting him off a lot. He doesn't like loud noises, but the dogs, it never seems to bother them. So there we go. Shawn, it's off to you now.
Off to me. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm just celebrating the weather, honestly. No,
Oh yeah, the weatherman celebrating the weather.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm really big into storms, so it was really nice to hear those storms last night or the other night. There's a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, and I'm really into those kind of things. So
Yeah.
celebrating that, the fact that we got all that rain since it's been dry lately, and just making sure that we're really soaking up the sunshine. Like I said, we were away last weekend on vacation, so it was really nice to be outside and just really celebrating the fact that there's wildlife out there. The nights are longer now. It's, the sun doesn't set till like 9:30 it seems, so it's really dark late, and that's really nice to kind of enjoy, just to really look at like outside. I'm looking outside. There's ducks and there's geese out there at the pond.
We have a baby duck.
We have a baby duck.
Oh, cool!
The most exciting ever, because I'm about the animals. So yeah, just really celebrating the warm weather and making sure that we're just enjoying every moment of this, because I remember, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it kind of does. 6 months ago it was cold and dreary. So I know that I'm a big stickler for like being grateful for the sun and just breathing in the air. So that's what's present for me.
That works for me, kiddo. Good thing there. You have to come over and bird watch in our backyard sometime. We've got cardinals, we've got little birds, we've got blue jays, we've got hummingbirds sometimes, goldfinches. I think we've had a robin's nest up in our arborvitae. So yeah, it's fun to see the cardinals, especially the bright colors, and stuff. I'm with you, Shawn. It's a nice thing, and breakfast anytime.
Oh yeah, the breakfast.
Yeah, I'm not a big breakfast person, so it was kind of crazy.
Well, my mama used to love to make breakfast on a Sunday evening. Now remember, there were 4 kids and Daddy and Mama, and I never could understand, why would you do breakfast on Sunday night? Well, because it's quick and it's easy and everybody's going to eat it. And so now I understand. It took a long time, but now I understand.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So moving on, I guess.
We should be stitching stuff.
I guess we should. Yes, we're making this way too long, probably.
Oh, it's fine. People can fast forward, but I know in the comments people have said they really like our sort of our home life, so we'll sprinkle it in from time to time.
Good.
So does anybody have a new start? I do not.
No.
I kind of do.
You do. Be proud.
All right.
No, I kind of do. I do have a new start.
All right. Well, you can't see it very well because this was supposed to be the project that I was supposed to start over the weekend last week when we were away on vacation. But I'm really into the nature, so I really didn't have much time to stitch. But we picked this up, I think, at Hobby Lobby. It's a quick little stitch here. It's home is where the cat is. So it's just a little motif. Oh, there we go.
Move it over this way.
Right.
Oh,
so,
that's nice.
Reflection there. So it's just like literally, it's a 1x1. It's really small. Here's the fabric. But if you see, I have just a couple of white stitches right there in the middle. Yeah, there you go. That row.
Very good.
That row of 14 there looks mighty fine. So, but yeah, that's my new start. It was something to kind of build confidence in between projects. Usually I have a short attention span, so I figured if I start on this one and I finish it within like an hour or two, it'll give me confidence to go and stitch the other one. So
yeah, we're gonna the colors a little bit too to look more like our cat.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
less brown and more grays.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's my little new start. Hopefully that'll be done next time. I show you.
There you go.
Come on, yeah, exactly.
What WIPS do you have?
What WIPS? Okay, I made some more progress on the crewel piece.
You're
I've got the I got the pretty much all the bottom portion done. I've outlined my leaves and some of the base of the, you do this split stitch around those, and then when you're doing your embroidery, you go over that, and it helps pad it some. So this is all right here is split stitch, where you make a stitch and then you come up and go through it, and split it. And then that way it will come out looking more like these. Wait a minute, I got to get this just right for where it shows up for y'all. These then are padded some because that covers.
Nice. It lifts it up
by going over that. Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
I think I'm going to do like maybe something close in color to this. And this will be, here's one leaf here, and then this is the base of the little buds. So I think I'm going to do the bud itself and maybe some French knots or something.
There you go. I love French knots. Oh,
I know you love French knots. I know. And this, I'm not sure. I think I might have it where these lines are, do some more stitching there of like a stem stitch or something. Or I may just decide to cover it up and just put more leaves like this in. So
nice.
This is a little different here. This is a herringbone type stitch, or our fish as we were talking about, where this is long and short, long and longer, or whatever. So that's what I've got with that. The
nice. And we'll put
other work in
projects at the end of the video, so you'll be able to see Marianne's work up close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want me to do a picture then for you?
Yeah, I think we should, so people can really see.
Okay, I think that's a good idea because I loved watching Maria's last week. The other thing is I was working on the piece for my friend Lane, that's the lady doing her move. And I've decided that's going to be set aside, but I am taking out the stitching that was messed up because I just can't deal with that. So I'm setting it aside. I have another friend who actually is moving this summer. So Lane moved last summer. So, a house gift like this is a little late for her. I'll do her something for Christmas like I did last year. But I think that, or who knows, maybe I'll put this up in our house and it'll be for cleaning out the house. So that's my works in progress. That's
nice.
it. Yeah.
You go next.
Okay. I have 3 work in progress. So I have been working on the Grimm's Fairytale project. And so I finished the ones. I did the Upon, the LMN, and I've started on the houses here. This was really hard for me because I attended our Thursday stitch-in with our guild. And as soon as the call ended, I realized that all of my stitching had to be ripped out because it was too far over. I had done the L where the M was instead of L over here. And so that meant that all of this was going to go past the border because the prince right here, he is the border. And so you can already see the house is right there. Yeah. And so
did we distract you that much on Thursday?
It must have been because I was talking right when the video started, and that's when I started the L, and then it went from there. So I ripped it all. That was another hour of stitching. So an hour of stitching, an hour of ripping, and now I've gotten it back in. So
okay.
I plan to have June done by the time we have our next video because I really do want to stay on track. And I think, when is July 1st? Is that Wednesday?
Wednesday. So
I got to get this done by Wednesday.
Oh, my. I want
back for the month. So I guess that's what I'm doing today.
Okay.
And then, so this is the Grimm's Fairytale by Cloudsfactory. It is using all of the called for colors and all of the called for fabric.
Okay.
Then I also worked on I call it just non, but I think some people call it just nan.
Nan. I'm thinking non usually has 2 N's in it.
Yeah.
At the end. N-A-N-N, but I think it's just nan, but I'm not. You'd call it whatever you want to until they call you and say you're wrong.
I'll just non and just want to go get some Indian food.
Right.
So this is the Autumn Mouse scissor roll. Last week I showed the mouse and I showed that I had started on the scissor roll. And so here is what I got done.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So I finished the whole, I guess technically the right half of it. It has little nuts in there, which are really cute. Acorns, grapes, apples. I really, really like this. And it's hard to see up close, but when you hold it far away, you can do the reading. And it says, where pumpkins hide, scissors slide. And so the idea is that it'll roll up, and then you can slide your scissors in, and it just sort of keeps them upright. I don't think I do that as an everyday thing, but if I have a pair of scissors that aren't so sharp anymore, which we're almost getting to needing to buy new scissors, I'll just slide those in there, and it'll just sit on our shelf. But I figured I'd put this away for a little while, work on some other stuff that I have since I got a full half done. So it'll almost be a new start when I work on the other half.
That's true. And you do so nicely with those little critters. I love those.
And then the last thing I worked on this week, because I learned my lesson with the Thursday Stitch-In, when I hosted our Saturday Stitch-In with the Guild, the last Saturday of the month, I worked on the Witchy Stitcher Kikimora, which if you remember, I showed that a few weeks ago, and all I had left was the fill in the black. So there was no counting. I shouldn't mess it up. And thankfully, at least during that meeting, I did not mess up the stitching. So here is Kikimora. That's what it's supposed to look like. And oh, my thread is going across the wrong side. Hold on. And here is what I have.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Those are really kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, it's from Russian folklore, and I believe in one of our episodes I read what the folklore was.
Yes, you did.
So go back because it's really interesting. I have the second in the series. It's a 2-part, which I haven't started yet, but this stitched up pretty quick, and now I'm kind of keeping this as when I'm on a stitch-in or somewhere I'm talking, really focus, I'll just keep working on this piece until it's all filled in. So I did
that would be kind of. Now, let me ask you something. I'm interrupting here, but I'm curious. Are you going to frame that?
So we actually, when we were at, I think Hobby Lobby or Michael's in their clearance, they have these little pieces that you can hang stuff from.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So I was going to maybe put a backing on it and figure out how to put almost like a curtain type thing on the top, probably in black. And just hang this and the other one from the metal piece because I have 2 of them.
Now, does the metal piece look like it would hold a rod?
Yes. Yep.
Then all you have to do, is do like a curtain, like you're saying. You just fold it and stitch, and then you run the rod through it. Yeah,
so I can either do that directly with this fabric, or I was thinking more, you know the curtains that are dropped down a little bit and they have like a piece of fabric folded over and then a gap. Fabric. So I was thinking of doing 2 of those, so like one here and here, and in black, sort of spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, I've done that with a. I'll have to send you a picture sometime. I did a throw, an Afghan for a little baby who's now in her 20s, and we did the. I did the grosgrain ribbon, so it could be hung on the wall that way.
Nice.
And did loops that way. Yeah, that's neat. That's neat, because I was thinking it'd be kind of nice if you could put the folklore part, if you had that printed out or something, you could put it at the back or something if you were framing it. But this way you can just store it with it somehow. Just keep it since you looked it up.
It was on her website, and that's what really enticed me to the project, because I thought it looked cool. But then once I read the story, I was like, oh, well, it's not just another piece of stitching. Like, it actually means something.
Right.
So I thought that was really cool. And then this looked even better to me because I knew what it meant. So
there you go. There you go.
That's all I have for WIPS. So your turn.
Excuse me. Okay, let's see. So I've just been working on my one project when I can, when I'm not working.
When you're not stitching white on white.
When I'm not stitching white on white, which is, by the way, an experience.
Yes, it is.
Especially when your eyes aren't as good as they used to be, you know? So let's see. So we'll refresh your memory in saying that I was working on an owl that you can see here. My very psychedelic, trippy owl with a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of what I have so far. Figured at least get the face a little bit done. But
Move him over just a little bit towards Fawn. No, move there and back just a little. Come back just a little. There you go. Yeah.
There we go. We got it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So as you can see, I've been more focused around the eyes.
Yeah.
I hurried up and got that purple done around the eyes this morning because I wanted.
With minutes left before
just
filming.
2 minutes. Nothing like the last minute stitching here. So, but yeah, yeah. So one thing is I'm finally getting the smaller fabric down as far as like the stitching done. This is refresh my memory. It's 16 count.
28 count Riviera Aqua.
Yeah.
And he's stitching 2/2.
Yeah. So.
And it's linen, and this is linen, isn't it? Yes.
Right. So. Yeah, the material is a lot sturdier, a lot more durable than what I've been used to. But definitely making sure that I'm just counting. Now it's natural. The first week I was yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about like the stitching count where it was just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. And she was like, well, you'll get the hang of it eventually. So so right now I'm pretty pleased with it. There's a lot of color switch over, but. Like I said, I really dig it just because it does seem neater. I guess if you want to like, just the smaller stitching really brings out all of the individual colors. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm really into it. Hopefully I'll have more done next week. But
do you fill in the rest of the eyes?
Yeah, I fill in the rest of the eyes with a little bit of blue and some black. So.
Nice.
Oh wow, I love that owl. I think that's just so cool. I like the owl.
Yeah. Yeah, I have just a lot of different colors, and I really, I'm really definitely into the smaller thread count. So, absolutely. So that's my whip.
Good
Are you
for
going to
you.
get the 1/1?
I don't know. I'm looking at some of the things that Fawn's working on, and I'm like, how can you do so tiny?
I can't. I gave up. I'm going to do 2/2 now.
I've never done one. I don't think I've ever done 1-on-1. And if I have, I don't recall it. So
Blacked it out because it's horrible.
yeah. I've thought about trying it. So maybe I haven't. So I've thought about trying it. So there we go.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
I figure I just take one step at a time. I managed to get this small.
Well,
so.
you got a lot done because last time you were on, I think you only had this bottom part of the cheek. So now you've got a whole face.
Yeah, you made good progress there, kiddo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, really what I just do is just putting on a podcast or something and just putting something on in the background, and I'll go to town. Half the battle is just sitting down. I guess this kind of goes back into tune with like why I really enjoy stitching is just because it gives me something to focus on, and I can just literally tune everything out, and just like the whole practice of putting the needle through and pulling it with the right tension, and you don't want to get it too tight, but you don't want it loose as well. So it's a whole meditative practice for me. So
and it's always in the middle of the night. I'll go to bed and I'll wake up and it's like 3 a.m. and he's out there on the couch just stitching away.
Yeah, I'm a night stitcher. That's what I am.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, but so I'll probably definitely get more done. Next time I get to be on here. But for now, for the time being, I'm just really into this project and just like one solo project. And like that's I think it's going really well. So
that's good. It is.
Yeah. Hopefully right now the biggest thing that I'm having a tough time with is like the tension and making sure that I'm not pulling too tight. So
it looks good though. And we'll put a close-up picture so Shawn will have his work displayed close up, which is his nightmare.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a finish? I have an old one I'm going to show.
No, I don't have. I didn't bring any old finishes with me other than me.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't have a finish. I know Shawn doesn't. I didn't think you did. So I was like, I'll grab this off the shelf.
There you go.
When I got this little jar at Crafts Gallery during their clearance sale for $2, And I was like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to put on that because it's so tiny. And I'll show you the top so you can see how tiny it is. But I was thinking, like, this green is so pretty, and it makes me think of a ladybug for some reason, like a ladybug on a leaf. And so I just Googled small ladybug pattern. I don't know the designer. I should have kept the paper, but I printed it and I think I got rid of it. But this is what I stitched.
Oh, cute.
And so it is on, I want to say 36 or 40 count. This was 1/1. I finished it in probably an afternoon, I think. Yeah. Shawn, maybe, I think that's the day Shawn restarted on his owl, and then I just sat there and stitched this. But it looks so nice on this little jar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
My hands.
I remember I remember you bringing it to a show and tell when we were still meeting in person. So I think it's just darling. Yeah, it is.
I love this, and it's just the right size for your rings.
Yeah.
And it says the dish is Framecraft, made in the UK.
Oh, okay.
I think these are handmade. And I'm not sure where you can find them since I just found mine on clearance at a stitching shop, but I'm sure that you could find little dishes like this somewhere.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be back stitching on the ladybug, but I was too excited to put it in the top of the jar that I put it in the top of the jar, re-looked at the chart, and then noticed that there was back stitching. So there's no back stitching on here. Because once you press this in, there's no coming out. So
right.
But yeah, I really like it. I keep my wedding rings in it, so that's fun for me. Let's see. Next, did you want to do haul or do you want to jump to vintage?
I can do haul right now. I've got some sitting here in my lap. I have 4 of these. Fawn came by and brought me these nice little, spool savers. And so there we go. I'm looking for, I couldn't find them last night, y'all. I told Fawn before we started, I said, oh Lord, I was looking all over for them. I had put them in a bag with some other stuff. And of course I couldn't find them. I think Fritzy found them and they luckily were still in the bag, but Roscoe came to the rescue last night. He was messing around down between the big flowered chair and the little bookshelf we have on the floor there. We have books everywhere. And he said, what do you got, Roscoe? What have you got? And I went down there and there they were. So I know Fritzy had gotten them. But I did order these. I wanted to show you how nicely these came. Where's my second batch? What happened to my, oh, here it is. It was sliding down. I ordered some things from Needle and Thread from Mary Corbett. And this is how it came packaged. I've ordered some of her towels that she talks about. And this is the Christmas batch in here. But she sends you a nice little card with it and says, thank you for purchasing ready-to-stitch embroidery goods from Needle and Thread. Your fabric.
A little bit. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
That's really.
And then she says, your fabric and transfer have been carefully prepared for you. Please do not rinse, dampen, or iron the piece before you stitch it, as this may affect the integrity of the transfer. I hope you enjoy stitching this project as much as I did, Mary. And so what I have opened up for you to see is she displays these on her website, but she designed this. It's flower fabric. They call, it's a real nice soft towel.
It looks soft.
Here's one of the, can you see that design?
Yeah, hold it back just a little bit. Wow, that's beautiful.
That's pretty nice.
So I thought there's one in here that I really like. Let me see if I got the right one. Well, it looks like I got all birds. Where are my ones that have I thought I had, well, I may have to order. Oh yeah, here's one where it's on the corner of the towel. Let's see. These are flower sac towels is what they're called. And you use them in the kitchen. So this is on the side there. And then there's another one that, it's another one with the birds that's in the corner too. Like so. So I guess I was thinking, I thought I had gotten the ones that had the flowers standing up and moving around. Maybe that was already sold out. I'll have to go back and order those too. I wanted to get some that's just lots of little flowers. And, or maybe because I did order Christmas ones as well. So I think that's, yeah, this has Christmas things in it. So it's like holly and berries and stuff. So anyway, I was going to send some of them. I thought these would be cute for Lily, you know, something like this. Of course, they're big. You use them in the kitchen, you know, and they're great for drying dishes or something like that. And I can tell you this fabric just feels wonderful. I waited to open it. I also, as far as haul goes, I now have the 6 months worth of pattern for this Grimm's Fairytales.
I'm so excited for you to stitch it.
So I'm waiting and next.
I've enticed her.
Next time I will have the floss and I started kitting it and I had some of the DMC, but I wound up ordering the Weeks dye works that goes with it and the other DMC I didn't have. And I actually found they don't have the kits anymore at Picture Me. Is it Picture?
Would be the kits on Cloudsfactory.
On Cloudsfactory, yeah. They don't have them anymore. And the people that put them together for them, they didn't have the jade fabric in right now. But in 1, 2, 3 stitches, they did. So I got it in the Ada because I want to give it to Lily. And I didn't want to do it on the linen for a 3-year-old. I'm sorry. I love her, but I thought Ada would work better, and maybe Aunt Marianne, Grand Aunt Marianne can get it done sooner.
Yeah, give Shawn his first project. You don't give him linen, you give him Ada.
Right.
If he likes
it. Yeah. So I thought, well, I'm going to, when that gets here, I know I'll be able to use the spool holders to help me hold the fabric because it's really, quite a bit.
I really like them. I was like, what? This is game changer.
So much better than using hair clips.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Doesn't leave much of an impression, does it? You know? So that's my haul, I guess you would call it.
Nice. And I'll jump in here quick and say there's 2 mailing lists that I would highly suggest you get on. One would be the Mary Corbert's mailing list. She mails either weekly or bi-weekly. A lot of it is embroidery based, but she also talks about different tools. So hoops. Yes. She had some, what is it called? This week she had, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a tool that you slide over the top of your stitching, especially for embroidery, and it helps your thread to lay better. It also helps it to sort of blend better, which I thought was cool.
It starts with an A, an Atticord, something like that. I looked at that. That's Atticord, I think.
Yeah,
and then she showed the laying tool that goes with it if you want to buy the set.
Yeah, and I might just buy it because somebody used my laying tool. I had a wooden one, and somebody used my laying tool and sort of like rubbed on the table with it because he might have thought it was fun, and now my not have a point on it anymore. So maybe I'll just buy the thing that starts with the A and the laying tool that she suggested. It's on TV. But I'll link down below her mailing list. It's really informative. I look forward to it every week. I
get that too. And then I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the second one, which I'm sure Marianne also gets, is the Inspiration Studio mailing list. So she talked before about the Inspirations magazine. It's out of Australia. I just signed up for it. And they also have a mailing list, which is either weekly. I think it's bi-weekly though. And that also is really informative. So I would suggest signing up for that. And if you don't like it, unsubscribe. But at least try it out. It's really neat to see different things, and especially stuff from Australia. Because I mean, it's nice to see
those people are busy down there. Well, a lot of the designers are there. A lot of the teachers, excuse me, y'all, for doing that. It's in my eyes. A lot of the teachers we have sometimes at the National Seminar for EGA, a good number of them come from Australia.
Yeah, and Russia
Yeah.
is very active also on Instagram, scrolling through the exploration
Mm-hmm.
tab of needlework, and like half of it is from Russia. It's so cool to see.
Also, since you were mentioning Inspirations Magazine, a lot of times they post on Facebook too. You'll see a post from them of a piece or something that they've shared from a magazine of theirs or that someone's completed. So that's another way to see their works.
Yeah. Do you want to do your haul? Your stolen haul?
Yeah. All right, so I'll start off with this one. This one is by Lizzie Kate. It's from Wichita, Kansas. And it's Seeds for a Song. So it's a bird. You have a little birdhouse there.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some sunflowers and some print.
Lift it up, just move it back just a little and move it towards phone. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So
Then we can see the little bird. Yeah.
So that's the first one.
Yeah, so these were things that Marianne had passed along to me, and we're sitting in her driveway going through the bag. People leave yet. We're literally going through it in her driveway.
Let's see the goods. Let's see the goods.
The two that Shawn's going to show, he was like, thank you, these are mine.
Yeah.
You little stinker. You little stinker.
And the one that I really liked, because it's just like noisy, loud,
It's
but
so grumpy.
it's so grumpy. But it's by Valerie Pfeiffer. It's called Trios, and the pattern is called Sitting Pretty. So here is the
okay.
trio, and then there are the grumpy birds.
This one's my favorite over here, and the middle one's my favorite.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so the middle one is me without my coffee in the morning.
Or it's
cat.
Or Wally
wanting
a treat. And then here just looks just so much attitude.
I love it.
And so there are these little birds with attitude, and I figured that'll be a nice refreshing pattern to stitch when I'm done with my owl. And it just looks so much like me, like grumpy and
you're not grumpy. You just
get
like
coffee in him first.
I just like things that
he's good to go.
Right.
But yeah, it's really funny because when I think when I was at Timeless Stitching in Tecumseh, I'm pretty sure I took a picture of that pattern because I was gonna buy it at some point. And so when I saw that in the bag, I got excited, and then he got excited, and I was like, well, fine, you can stitch it for me, and that way it can be in our home, but you can have it. It's okay.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll work on that together then. Yeah.
So yeah, that's just basically
Yeah.
a new pattern that I'm deciding after, like I said, after my owl, I'll probably stitch here and start, and definitely we'll hang it up somewhere, find a place for it.
Yeah.
So then what?
Yeah.
So then what didn't get stolen from me that Marianne provided was this beautiful needle minder. And so it looks like it's made of metal. It's called Puffin and Company Magnetic Needle Nanny, not a needle minder, a needle nanny, which I thought was I'm a little worried that it seems so sharp.
Well, it didn't bother me that way, but I'm telling you, the one thing is it's heavy. In my mind, it's a heavy one. And it seems that all the needle minders they're making these days, it's hard to get the back magnet off.
Yeah.
Because even the one that, the one we have from our Walking the Water's Edge, that thing clamps on, and it even grabs scissors that I'm using from the bottom, and next thing I know, they're up by the needle minder. So this one I thought, be careful with it, or just add it to a collection on the wall or something. I
really like it. Super pretty. I think maybe if I was using a heavy fabric, it would be good for it. But something already kind of catching, I'd be worried.
Yeah. I don't blame you. You can just admire it.
Yeah. The other thing I got is a seasonal biscorn new. I think that's how you say it. Yes. We've been going around the house calling it a biscorny.
Biscornu.
Just this laugh. And so this is from Italy, actually. It is designed by, I'm going to murder this, Giulia Manfredini. And it is called Fall Face.
I picked that up at a stash thing down in West Harrison, Indiana, when I went to a retreat.
Yeah, my favorite part is that it has beads connecting the two together. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
And I've never made the biscornu, or in our world, biscornies before.
Yes.
So that'll be really fun to work on because it's not too much stitching. So it's enough to sort of dip my toes in, but not have to fill the whole thing.
Well, and EGA actually has, I think, a couple of different biscornus in their, petite projects or something. And I've never made a biscornu. I never have gotten around to doing that.
Yeah, I also know Tiny Modernist has some really cute ones.
Yes.
I think even has a series where she releases a new one every month, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I got that we actually fought over.
Oh, I know which one
driveway.
it is.
This is called Spike, designed by Terrence Nolan. I think, it's Dimples Designs, but the chart is named Spike.
Yep.
Excuse me, look at that birdie.
Yep.
And since we both like birds, you know that was an argument. But either way, one of us will get to it first, and it'll end up in
that was actually one of my favorites. That would be number one, and then the three birds on the limb it's a toss up between those two. And then I love the little birdhouse one too. And I picked those out at that retreat. Somebody had them and used it or something, and they were, donating it. And I've been meaning to do them and I thought, well, you like birds and stuff too, so I'll pass them on to you. Y'all, when they come over here, we do social distance on my front porch. I'm on the porch, they're on the sidewalk. And this time they got to admire hollyhocks, which the storm knocked some of them over, y'all.
Oh, no.
That's so sad.
I've got to go and brace them up. But we do practice the social distancing. I would love to invite them into the house or something, but I'm older.
Just want to see.
And so, but they're very nice. And Phone even offered to bring me a phone charger yesterday if I needed it but the electricity came back on, but one of those portable ones. So it's nice having some young people who like us and are kind to us living close by, because we don't have any relatives that way or any other younger people in our lives. So I really love y'all for that. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. And this is probably an offline conversation, but honestly, let us know if you need help with the lawn, if you need something in the house. We are more than happy to help. Really anything that gets us out of our teeny tiny apartment. We are happy to. And we're
I appreciate that. I know, it's what's really great. Now I'll remember when Joe fell in the shower, I should have called Shawn up and said, "Come help me."
And we would have.
I know. So well, we got him out, but he's now got special sandals to wear in the shower. Good. So that's good. Yeah. On to other things now.
Do you have any vintage?
I do. Of some of the stuff you brought to me. I sat down the other night. I'm assuming, are these things from your mother-in-law's stash possibly? Or just things you picked up?
I really wish that she had some stuff that I could have squirreled away. But
some
of it my parents had found at maybe garage sales or Goodwill. And then some of it I had gotten from our Needle Arts Guild of Toledo stash. And it's just probably aren't not gonna.
I went through and found the copyright dates on most of them. One of them I couldn't find one, but this is from 1973.
Wow!
It is a Columbia Minerva design needlepoint. It's got all of the stuff in the back, and it's poppies.
Poppy
Isn't that
sound.
Yeah,
pretty?
I really like that one, but I
Yeah.
learned from that other flower needlepoint piece that I was working on that I
Yeah.
don't like the wool. And so
Yeah.
I was like, I can't stitch this, and it has to go to somebody else that will.
Some people, you can, some people actually will do this in DMC or in silk or something, you just adapt it. But I thought that was kind of cool. I may give it a try. The others, I'm going to save some of them for another day because we're moving along here past some time here. But I did find, we'll cover the 70s and 80s. And then we have the 90s and the 2000s. This Joys of My Garden is by Leisure Arts. They still, I think, put out some charts and such. 8 designs by Mary Vincent Bertrand, and it's in 1986. There you go. That's one of the designs, and the back shows the other 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're really pretty florals.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty thing. And then we have, I thought this was kind of cute because it's got all sorts of garden party. This is Helmford Designs, Inc., number 24 by Susan Stafford Helming, Helming. And this is from 1984.
Yeah,
Can you
hold it
see
over.
that?
No, hold it in
hold
the
it over
other
a little bit.
direction. Go to
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to come this way. Sorry about that.
her direction today, so she's all thrown off.
Yeah, I'm thrown off a little bit. I switched my camera. And it's got, let me see if it tells me I can't show you the pictures inside because they're the charts, but it's got foxglove, snapdragon, African violet, wax begonia, rose, double peony, which we have in our backyard, fuchsia, and bleeding heart. So it's got quite a few designs and uses DMC or Bates. God, I haven't heard of Bates in a long time. And they even list a framing shop that did it, that was in Fairfax, Virginia, because this was, the sunbonnet. They even tell you who provided the sunbonnet for the thing. Snail's Paste Designs in Manassas, Virginia.
Oh my goodness.
So this Helmsford, I'm assuming this company, it's in Herndon, Virginia. So I don't know if they're still in business or not, but I liked those. And then, let me see, this I thought was interesting. This is a Summer Dream. Now this is a 1980 book, and you can see they put it on top of some, what is that, macrame.
Yep.
This piece is done, they've done that, and then they've done the macrame piece to hold it. And
yeah, I like that picture with all the flowers in the background. I thought that was really cool.
yeah, now that's an example of the different things that are in it. And here's the back. Now I'm going to show you something that's really different about there. Can you see that okay, y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. This is from 1980. I was having a hard time at first. It looked like a 6 at first, but Annie Designs out of Panama City, Florida. Well, they're no longer in business, but I want you to see there's one, and normally I will turn it over. I want you to see the size of this chart.
I know we had a good laugh about it.
What is going on?
Huge.
What is going on here?
Just real quick. I just did it real quickly, upside down and all around. Look at that.
Yeah, the
Huge.
font is like over an inch wide or tall.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is enormous. And it says in here, they can be cut apart so that you can cut it and work on a piece of it. But they're like, the pieces only, now we're used to working with pieces that say 129 by 110.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not super big. It's large, but this chart is for a 129 by 110 thing without the poem. If you do the poem, then it's 208 by 247. But again, we're used to getting PDFs now
Oh.
and things like that, that it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And this was just huge. I look at
Yeah, I thought it was
going,
cool and very different.
yeah, yeah. And then this is another, this is from 1970. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. This is from 1979. How did I get into my 80s and stuff? These got mixed up. Doggone. I'm going backwards.
Blame
This is from, yeah, this is from 1979. Second Steps in County Cross Stitch by Jenny Thompson. And it's special techniques for linen, expert tips for more beautiful stitching. And so she has some patterns in here of
That was my mom's favorite in that chart, was the kitty.
The kitty.
yeah, I like that too. I like that too. And then a bookmark. And
It's
then
a
this little
kebab.
picture. Yeah. And then the front has a birdhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mom somewhere.
I like that too. But inside, they've got quite a nice series of how to start stitching, how to do this and that. They even have a finishing part in the back about how to do finishes. Anyway, it's a like a little history book too, that way. The back cover is about finishing
Mm-hmm.
with a frame and such. So that's kind of neat. So I think I got my dates mixed around. This one is from 1990, a sculpture crochet mini kit.
Yeah, that
And-
came from my Aunt Marcel's stash.
Oh, okay.
She stitched a long time ago. That was actually my very first cross stitch came from her, and I'll have to show.
Okay. Well,
But
this
yeah,
was printed in the USA, and I looked up the company actually is out of Cincinnati. I thought that was kind of neat. By Mary Buse Malik, M-E-L-I-C-K, Malik. And it's, I didn't want to open it up. It's 1990 by Stella Marie Publications, Inc., out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And then I knew this is one you can put, this is the frame for it. It's a little birdhouse. And the saying is, God is good, God is love, and it's counted cottages. So it must be where you do, you know, different things, different
Yep.
cottages possibly. But this is the little birdhouse thing. So I thought that was kind of cute. The rest of it is, it's just more flowers down at the bottom.
mm-hmm.
So some of these I'm going to keep and some I'm going to put in our guild thing. I have some others from the 1990s too also, but we'll save those for another day because we're getting past our hour thing here. I keep an eye on how long we are, y'all, because I don't want us to bore. I don't want us to not bore you, but I don't want us to get too long that you get to where, well, I got to get up and go do something different because we like having you watch us. You can cut that part if you need to, Fawn.
Yeah, I'll leave that. But then we also need more content for our next videos. So
Yes, that's right. Exactly. We can't do it all at once.
yeah. Well, let's wrap it up here then. After
Sounds
that,
good.
as always, we would love if you would like our video, if you enjoyed the content, subscribe. I'll have all the info for the things that we've done down below. Let us know if you like having the pictures of the works, our works in progress and finishes after our little goodbye, right before our end song, which I love that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
And I'll also paste down below the links to the mailing list that we talked about.
Mhm.
Thanks to Shawn for coming on.
Yes.
We'll probably see him in another month. We'll see if that owl gets finished or if the cat has more white to it.
Yeah. And I think we'll have to bring Maria back.
Yes.
Maria, for even just to visit. She made a big hit. Whoops, I lost y'all. Where'd you go? There you are.
Sorry, my tablet's dying. We really do have to wrap it up.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, we'll wrap it up because if your computer's dying, we don't need that happening.
Yeah.
I think I'll just put this piece up as my work in progress. How's that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So on that note, we gotta go. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.